think I only need that much area. I think that's okay. Let's see, top. Alright. I think that's okay. And do that. Alright. That looks respectable, I think. So, apologies if that was a little messy, but we'll just pretend that's okay. So here, let me close my window and then pull this up. Let me make sure that actually is like streaming correctly. All right, it is. All right. So, all right, this is physics seed here. So, you can't hear the sound from. Let's see, is that? You can't hear the sound from your video, is what you're saying? Here, let me.
You don't see these lovely starts very often.
Is that better?
So, Golden Shocker, as you've taught me last stream, what you're looking for is you want warp stones ASAP. So
that's
you
still
can
pretty quiet,
go do Go-Go's checks right off the rip. So if I'm thinking this through, that's definitely something I would be thinking about.
All right, here.
Also
since I missed the beginning of that,
kill a dragon early.
There is one thing I wanted to watch in the beginning here. So here.
All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
So I'm gonna look at this very carefully.
Oh fuck! I see. X magic, something, I guess.
So that was actually a really good start in terms of
like. You don't see these lovely starts.
You right away realize what you need to do, which is just throw Relk on somebody and go. Like
Golden Shocker,
there's no like abilities to go for.
Last stream, what you're looking for is you want warp stones ASAP, so you can go do Go-Go's checks right off the rip. So if I'm thinking this through, that's definitely something I would be thinking about. I'm also thinking about how can I kill a dragon early because of Umaro's checks. And maybe something I want to do as well while I'm up in this area is maybe go peek Yeti's check up there and see what character...
That's a, what do you call it?
Character up in Umaro's checks.
Honey does that a lot, right? He'll actually take a look at what Yeti is, just to know what it is. I typically don't, but it's not to say that's not a good idea.
Here. Ooh, I probably shouldn't have sold that. Well,
I actually don't have a problem with you getting rid of the break blade. What I have more of a problem with is how many seeds do you actually use? 11 potions and 10 Phoenix Downs.
I have a habit of overselling early, but I think a break blade might have been actually
like that was a lot of items to go buy.
I also maybe want to be careful about selling because we do have a Yeti, so we should probably.
Because like.
Okay, so no character at Yeti. Got it.
Too many times. Fair enough.
So at least we know there's no character.
I don't buy more than 5 Phoenix Downs, 5 potions.
And we have a Yeti, so
just because I usually don't use that many.
Buy, as many cheap things
and I certainly wouldn't have bought the
economizer and
the sleeping bags there.
So we'll come back for those.
I would have actually just let that go.
We know they're here, but really right now.
That's fair.
What we're looking at.
The reason I buy 5, so like when I go in the item menu, here I'm gonna pause this for a second. So when I go in the item menu and I'm getting Phoenix Downs, potions, or revivifies, what I do is I push A and then I hold to the right and just over to 5. So it's still like one button press, but it's like you just hold right over and let it like accumulate. So like when I go in the shop menu too, as soon as I go into the shop, like as soon as I'm holding,
checks. That's kill a dragon early. Gonna do
so
as
like
well
when you
while I'm
go
up in this
into
area is maybe go peek
the armor shop,
Yeti's check up there and
the
see
first thing, like as soon as I hold A, you did it there where you're holding down just to scan quickly to see like who equips what. So it's a good idea to like hold A, move straight to hold down, and just let your like cursor just roll over everything, just to give yourself an idea of like what you can and can't equip. So like that's a good move what you did there.
If there's a character up in Umaro's check, so maybe I don't prioritize it if it's not a character. So we'll take a look. For now, just get what we need here. Ooh, I probably shouldn't have sold that. Well, it's gone now.
Yeah, I probably should have done this full screen, but whatever.
I have a habit of overselling early, but I think a break blade might have been actually pretty good. But I guess we have a Yeti, so I also maybe want to be careful about selling because we do have a Yeti.
Here, I'll go back to where we were.
Stones.
So,
what I might make about it? A break blade might have been actually pretty good.
How much time did you actually spend doing that?
Overselling early, but I think a break blade might have
So,
been actually
28.
pretty good. But I guess we have a Yeti, so I also maybe want
So
to
I'm
be
looking.
about selling
What I'm
'cause we do have
counting
a
here
Yeti,
is
so we
just
should
how long did
probably-
you take to get
Okay,
that?
so no character at Yeti.
So
Got
it's
it.
10 seconds to walk. Probably a little bit less.
So at least we
like,
know there's no character there.
call it 20 seconds ish. So you spent
We have a
20
Yeti,
seconds
so
to get that
Coliseum's a thing,
intel
so
on
maybe I
what
need to make sure to
Umar
buy,
was.
as many cheap things as I possibly can.
What are the odds that you
Economizer
are gonna do that
earrings
regardless?
Are here, so we'll
So,
come back for those probably.
Did you actually need
We
to
know
like
they're here, but really
spend
right
that 20
now, I
seconds
think
in that situation?
what we're looking at is a Yeti doing Yeti things.
I don't have a problem with you selling the
So,
break blade
I think for now we're just gonna loot.
because like
We'll do some
using
heavy
that
looting,
as
try to
your
find those
like
warp stones.
only way to get through the seed probably wasn't going to work anyway.
And worst comes to worst, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Like what I
We'll
mean by
see.
that, like what are the odds that you're going to sit there
We
and
definitely
actually
want
like
rods or, again,
take
Super Ball.
put break
shield.
blade on somebody, equip it, and actually go? Like odds are you're going to sell that. I think it was the right move to sell it right away.
I normally don't loot this section over here, but since I've been told that this is not an acceptable seed, I went ahead and checked it, and I was rewarded with an empty chest. How thrilling.
The reason to loot
Glad my
this,
one foray down
or
that
like what
stupid
you would
path
be thinking about
would
is,
reward me so
I want the
handsomely.
elixir, I want money, and I want the item check. Like the item check is really what you want. Like looking at the item
So we're
shop just to
gonna
see
be
if
a
like
little
warp
careful
stones are
about
here.
selling things, I think, 'cause,
Also, I guess one thing, this is a really minor thing, but right here. So when you come out this door, and actually this is actually worth a pulling up a cursor. Here, I'm gonna go. Might actually want the cursor for this. I want the save. All right. So in that. So what you should have done,
glad my
or
one
like
foray
how
down
I
that
route
stupid
this,
path
the physical
reward
walking
me
path.
so handsomely.
I always try to minimize how much back and forth I do. So like I come in here, I go straight across down and to the right so that I don't get stuck on this table. Like you have more open space to like zigzag, like down right to like get to the chest. So that took you like, a couple times, both coming in and coming out.
Alright, so we're gonna
Try to
be a
like
little careful
look at
about
how you
selling
can take routes that
things.
minimize
I
how
am
much you're like going
probably
back and
gonna
forth.
prioritize
That's actually a
Coliseum
you don't
run
want
at
to
some
bonk
point. So
more than
there's
you
our
have
warp
to.
stones. I'm gonna sell the elixir though.
It's fine for you to do that.
Um,
Getting the warp stones was a good idea. I'd buy a couple
we already have everything
remedies.
else, so we're done here.
Yeah, so when you're talking about like
We don't have anything
some of the
for
bonks
Strigo
that
to
you
do
like
really right.
went through, Like, it was kind of the same thing here. So see how you took like an extra step?
Really right now? Or
You ended up taking an extra step somewhere in there.
Coliseum run at some point. So there's our warp stones. I'm gonna sell the elixir though. We need more of those.
I just want to like show this point real quick.
We already have everything
I won't
else,
catch like
so
every
we're done
movement
here.
thing, but you went like a step too high and then came back down. If you can minimize how many of those like extra steps you take, like
We don't have anything for straight
that,
do really.
it
right
does
now.
matter. I mean, each one of them's negligible.
I'm not really sure
but
if you would go right this very
you
moment,
should like
or if you would
practice
wait till
getting
you're
through
done
those
looting, but
cleanly.
I'm gonna loot.
You know, a good
And
practice place to go to is Mount Colt.
My plan is
Like,
at
if
this
you can
point
walk
is to
through
loot
Mount
South
Colt's
Figaro,
clean, you could pretty much do anything
see what we
clean.
get. Double Phoenix
Because
down
that's
if we
a
can send it.
that's a bonk heavy
We're good to
area,
go
especially
now.
the spiral part of
Assassin
it.
could be nice if we can get it. But,
So
I'm gonna
that's a
finish
good
looting,
like thing to
and then
think
I will
about is
go
like
to do
some
Go
like
Ghost check,
predictive like button entries to some
and
extent
then I will
of like how you
swing
can
on
walk through an
over
entire area without catching
to,
anything.
I'm gonna come back for some more of those. Swing over to the Coliseum afterwards. I'm just trying to be really restrictive
that
on
every
what I
time?
sell right now, just for potential Coliseum gains.
There's, I mean, I guess everybody has their own way of doing South Figaro, so I won't say that's wrong. I certainly try to avoid any kind of like
The last few weeks I've been burned
taking steps over
by
my own
not
steps, like
doing
any backtracking.
the basement, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the basement, especially because I haven't found anything. So we got no big weapons, we got no rods, we have no shields, no super balls.
It's
So
that was a
nothing to
good
really
like
send
judgment
this
call on your part.
in any direction. Minerva's nice, so we can keep that in mind. Maybe if I can remember. Stunners everywhere.
Stunners everywhere. So you gave up on the
I usually loot
the
thing
barrel
outside
and
completely
the
zoned out
boiler.
and forgot, so I guess we're not looting that today. It's a lost cause.
It's not the end of the world. I mean, it's 2 chests. If you make a mistake, you're better off just going.
I think I'm even gonna hold off on checking Zen Thief right now, because of the fact probably to afford Zen Thief, I'm gonna need to sell some stuff, and I really want to avoid selling stuff. Alright, well, a flame shield is good. I might want to sell a little... Ooh, and a nice shield. Okay.
Back down the stairs in the clock.
Alright. Well,
Yeah.
that gives
No, I
Strago
mean, that
a
makes
job,
sense.
so we... Striker's not bad either, so...
Flame
God, we
shield,
still
no
need
shield is your
3
offense, basically.
earrings.
And so that was an accurate call too, like earrings.
Jeez.
So like now that you have Pearl Rod, now that you
stream
have all
going?
these spells, plus your mage
Turn that off in a minute.
Strago, like you're always gonna need earrings. Like that was gonna be your offense no matter what.
God. I'm grumbling. Anyway. Hold on, I just have to do this. There we go. I had streams going in the background and I wasn't ready for that, so oh well. There's 4 seconds I'll never get back. Alright, so we got a couple shields. That's good. We still need 3 earrings because we're gonna have to really sort of utilize Go-Go here. We may even have to crack one of these shields after we learn whatever it is, but I'm gonna sell enough to get a few more earrings.
It's the right call
What's
to
the
get
minimum
earrings
I
here.
could sell here? Maybe well,
So-
Striker is pretty good, so maybe we just
You should have. So one thing to get used to doing is just sell like first pass going down as much as you can. Like in the stuff that you really don't need. You may use the running shoes. Magicite's gone. Aura's gone. Assassin's probably gone because you have a striker.
get a few more earrings.
I would have,
What's
yeah,
the
I would have sold
minimum I could sell
Assassin.
here?
Sneak Ring would have been gone for me. Zephyr Cape would have
maybe-
definitely
well,
been
Striker
gone.
is pretty good, so maybe we just sell the Assassin and then Aura. Okay, there's 2. We need a little more.
Thief Knife would also have been gone, both of them.
Alright, so that'll be our 4.
I mean, 4 earrings
Okay,
is a bare minimum
we
of what you
have
need
2
here.
shields. We have a decent amount of items, and we're getting ready to go do Go-Go's
Take a look.
check. So we're gonna do that now, and then we'll go straight to the Coliseum as soon as we're done with it.
And for pleasure. I mean, I can see why. It's a
Ooh, that was nice. That was an instant engulf. Can't complain about that.
I don't have a problem with you doing this in general, but here's what I'm really interested
Now,
to see
fingers
is
crossed, I
how
don't
do
get fucked
you
by these
end up
guys.
getting yourself online for your
Hate
first
this
fight.
check. This is my least favorite check in the game.
So you have those
Those
two
asshole.
shields, you
Look at
have X
Look at
magic.
him go.
What do you do to actually get through the first fight ends up being really important.
We're gonna give you a couple more seconds, and I'm just gonna let you punt me. Ooh, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it, but I am gonna save in here because I'm not gonna waste.
Yeah,
9
I don't mind
minutes
him doing this. Like, this is what
to a
I'm pretty
stupid
sure I did this on
collapsing
mine.
ceiling. Hero ring, not bad. That's going on the Yeti right away.
Yeah, the reason to do this is it's the first free check.
nice
It
route,
gets you
okay.
online. You get a few extra
I
chests,
cannot
which is
believe
fun.
I didn't route that well enough. That's weird. I figured Ice Rod was short enough, but it was probably like one letter too short or too long.
Ice rods, you can clear Ice Rod. It was just that you need to like tap A to clear that. What do you call it? That was why you got stuck. Like you were just in the menu a split second. Or in the thing, like in the menu or item pop up. Yeah, you want to hold A whenever you're getting to chest just to grab it on the first pixel. But when you hold A, you have to be careful because you have to tap it to get off of it.
One piece of progression. Maybe we take a grind fight out here just to make it more likely.
Okay, so this is
Let's
where
go
you
ahead
took
and
your
just
grind fight.
Get our equipping done.
It's honestly, it's the right move to take the grind fight here. There would have been with a magic party.
But
There is a like school of thought of put the like elemental rods
good, we're gonna
on.
do a hero ring and running shoes. Earrings.
No, he was doing a grind fight.
Earrings. Noodle charm.
But I would actually put the rods on and
Bad
try to
menu,
trigger
bad,
procs
bad,
with the
bad menuing.
because that's going to be probably your better offense. Honestly, just as good or better than Imro is Pearl Rod, Ice Rod, Fire Rod actually proccing here.
Ooh, I didn't equip the Esper. Well, that's what it is, I guess. Also, Yeti's in the back row, so we're really doing good here.
Best
We
viewers
do
on.
have that Striker on Strega, so maybe we can auto kill stuff. That would be nice.
I don't know why, but
Also
I just
doesn't
get the
set
feeling that I
there's
don't want to
nothing
know
really
what
set
the
with
best viewer was.
Big deal, I guess. Well, you know what? I should probably. I don't have items on them, so I can't even equip them. Mistakes were
Yeah.
made, but it is what it is.
That would have been the idea here, is try to proc them just to get through this fight a little bit quicker. Because you could have put it on both Go-Go and Strago.
That's a pretty decent grind fight, though. Thank you, Mog.
Yeah, you got lucky that that Striker hit. That
At
was
least it's a World of Ruin fight.
I mean, you spent how long in this? If you broke a rod and then mimicked it, you probably would have been out of this in probably 30 seconds at the most. But I also, so it's a balance too, because there is like a, in this situation, I guess I don't,
Now, what did I miss out on? Not a whole lot.
I guess it's okay that you healed there.
Alright.
Like
See
if
if
you're
we
just
have
going in
anything
to do
here.
this, Umro would have been full health. It wouldn't have healed the poison, but you wouldn't have had to heal everybody. Yeah,
Absolutely
so
not.
nothing here. I mean,
Neat. Let's see what an eye drop has.
just
Let's,
taking a
let's do
swipe
one
shot at
risk.
something. I guess it's fine. I typically don't do this, just because like
Or we're just gonna eat like.
it could be
a big
very
bag of
well a
shit
waste
in
of
this.
time, honestly. And you
Yeah,
could
he's
get a
not gonna
bloom pyre, and
chest
it's
slam
like,
at
alright,
all.
yeah, you're stuck
He's gonna
here.
get bioed down. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Just gonna see if he'll do one chest slam if it does more damage. Okay. Well, what do we get? A sniper. You know what?
I mean, sniper's not bad.
I've seen worse. Yeah, nobody can
Yeah,
use
it didn't.
Of course
Yeah,
not.
it didn't do you any good though, unfortunately.
All right,
It's
so
fair
we
to
know
like take a
that
shot at something,
Tomorrow,
especially when you
does
have
not
nothing.
have
But I don't know if I would
shit
say you have
in it.
nothing, because like realistically,
we know Amaro doesn't have a character,
what I
but
so,
we have rods and stuff.
what I would think about here. So that how much was this? Just I want to. Was it 10 or 5? That's 5. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say if it was 10, I'd probably sit there and try to get another one of those just to force myself to learn magic on Strago. You want to try to get like Fire 2 or Ice 2 online in that situation. So like that would be your like
All right, so we know
like most
that
immediate thing is to find some kind of
Tomorrow
offense that you can
does
rely
not
on.
have.
At least
shit
in my
in it.
opinion, that's a good idea.
We know Amaro doesn't have a character, but we have rods and stuff, so I'm inclined to go do Amaro's checks just to get some stuff online.
I don't hate that.
We have rods and things, so I think I'm gonna do it.
The thing is that you're almost guaranteed to
I gotta
sacrifice
get
a
things
flame
real
or
quick,
ice
though.
shield here in
Let's
this
do
situation.
magic, fight,
So if you're
magic,
if
and
you
fight.
want to learn Fire 2
Put
and Ice 2,
Frostro where he
there's a
belongs.
good chance that you just don't have the
And-
capability.
Think. Let's take some fights on the way up. If we're lucky, we learn some level 2 magic. This might be a bit much.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree that you didn't really get a lot out of
This
Out of that fight.
definitely is a
out
bit
of
much.
Coliseum there.
I don't want to smoke bomb. Maybe we just run.
Yeah, this is a rough fight for you at this level.
Ow.
Yeah, that's pretty much the worst case scenario too. When you do a practice run like
Wake me
this,
up? Nope.
try your best
Do
to
they even? Okay, good.
not
I
like
was gonna
think
say,
about like
do they even do
knowing
anything?
that. Yeah, I would have been thinking about the shield as
Oh,
offense
this isn't ideal.
immediately. Like that would have been my
Can I
first
run
thing.
while berserked? I think so. Good. Jesus. Buy drops. Alright, well, let's hope for something a little better than that. I really don't want to have to crack a rod on a trash fight right now.
No, it's not a great one. It's not
Better.
a terrible one.
I mean, what I really want is to be able to learn one of these level 2 spells.
I mean, you had the
And,
right idea.
and use
Like,
X
try to
magic
learn a level 2
mimic
spell. Like, that is your
to
way
get
off the
through some
ground here.
stuff. That's the idea.
Yeah, Go-Go, like, didn't really give you any...
I love that fight.
Benefit
It's like
there.
the best fight ever.
With Fire 2 in hand, I think you'd go. Did you have a gold hairpin?
I'm really hoping for another one. Oh, this is a great fight. It's
I would actually crack the Ice Rod here.
but
Can you use Fire 2 on those? I don't remember. They're weak against ice, I know that.
we have spells now, so we should be able to get through it pretty quickly.
I mean, this isn't going to be a long fight either way, I guess. If you didn't have fire too, I would have certainly used the ice rod there.
Alright, we're feeling pretty good now. We can go ahead and put the Moogle Charm back on.
I would have put the gold hairpin on Strago immediately. Because, like, that is your offense, is basically him using fire 2 and then Go-Go mimicking it. Like, you don't really have another way through the seed at this point.
Just get done grinding.
Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in a fight where you just don't have offense.
We made it. What I kind of want to do here, I think, is go check that Esper first. See if we can't get something that's got something a little more substantial on it before we take the dragon. So, let's see how that looks. Did I save? I don't think I saved.
Yeah, you should try to save. That is helpful.
Oof. I did not save, so that could have been catastrophic.
Understood.
Okay, well that Illuma is perfectly fine.
So you have to be careful with Umro in this situation because you put running shoes on him.
Really like an Esper.
But your best way through the seed is to mimic
used a rod to kill him in one hit,
two like
kind of
fire
save that rod.
So with Umro actually being like, with him having haste on,
and
you're actually like hurting yourself in terms of trying to mimic
learning
anything that Strago does.
Yeah, we're really close to learning whatever.
Yeah, so you can mimic X magic.
Okay, dead check. That's sad. But what is it?
So like if you had mimic, say you got Ice 3 for example.
I can't use it right now. So
yeah, it would have double cast.
Now, but we have this magic,
and it instantly double cast too. It's not like you have to wait that like
he's already
the long period that Strago
so
would have
this
spent.
dragon is nothing but levels, but I think that's okay. We'll just make it about levels then. We're already here, so. Okay, we just didn't want to see Pearl Dragon.
It's actually probably about as dangerous a dragon as you could have found.
I will go ahead and crack that Pearl Rod. We'll mimic it as well.
I guess that's fine.
Good stuff.
The reason that I cringe a little bit is if you happen to run into Doom
so we're
or
gonna have
Hide
Meteor
or
and Go-Go. So I think after this we're gonna go peek Fanatic's Tower.
You're screwed.
We have a pretty good amount of magic happening.
And I know that there is a Doomgaze somewhere along the way on this one. If you can get through a fight like that without Pearl Rod,
thing ever. That's
it's not a bad idea to try it. I would have burned the Ice Rod before the Pearl Rod there, because you have Ice 2 on 2 of your characters. So it would have been worth just saying, you know what, screw it, I'll take the Ice 2. Maybe it's a little bit of a slower fight.
Maybe we just take a look
but you're
and see
still
if
safe.
There's a Katana Soul. Master Pug. We have an extra Warp Stone. Let's just use it.
I don't hate this in terms of checking, but the reason I check it isn't because I'm just curious. It's because you picked up the Atma weapon. So
yeah,
I would have been thinking about, okay, well, I have an Atma weapon. If I can find an
spells
offering, I can get it online and really
moderately low scaling.
Okay.
And the ability to.
Okay, fair enough. It just didn't come through in the way that you like phrased that.
Especially if there's a character there.
Or at least I didn't. Maybe I just didn't understand it.
It is an item. Well,
I fade
that.
I warp out as soon as I see it as an item. I would have just said no and just left. Because it doesn't really give you any benefit to most of the items that are in the game at this point.
Yeah, it's a leader.
Well, I mean, it's an easy enough fight that it doesn't matter, but I don't think I even take this fight. Like, if this happened to be like Magic Master or something, like, it's a waste of it. It's a huge waste of time.
I don't know what that was. Oh well. Alright, so we're gonna go out of here. We'll heal up real quick. Fanatics. And if it's not Fanatics, then I think we probably just go do Ebbets. We don't really need grind fights at the moment. Our scaling is pretty through the roof.
Do have a syllable maybe for Zen Deep or whatever. Fair enough. Yeah.
But can we kill it?
This is where you probably wish you had that that Pearl Rod, honestly.
I'll try. Yeah, alright. I think that's fine. He's out of the way, I got a lot of money. Maybe we go to Zen and just buy whatever he's got. We could also look for more, what are they? Sleeping bags and stuff? I think that was a pretty okay use of a rod. So we have an Atmo offering for later. That's cool. What would...
I would just hit on that point for a second. So you know that you still have to do either or Burning House or Hyden's Cave, Ebbett's Rock. If any of those bosses are something that you can't deal with, now you don't have rods and you're stuck with Fire 2, Ice 2, and nothing else. I would say that I would have probably held off on burning the ice rod there. I might not even taken the fight. I might have just saved and just left. Just because in that situation, like, Atma Weapon Offering doesn't give you any appreciable benefit whatsoever. You're going to be stuck taking a fight that's going to be pretty gross. Most likely. Or you at least have to, like, think that way. I think that I save the rods there and just go. Just because, like, if you go into the next fight and it's not something you can deal with, you have no options. Whereas, at least if you had an ice rod, you would have had a option. If you had the Pro Rod, you would have had 2 options. That's where, like,
would be even cooler is like a
selectively choosing some of that stuff. I mean, yeah, you have Meteor.
Okay, so Fanatics first.
But Meteor's slow. Even like if you use X Magic Meteor, like that's still like what, 20 seconds to cast it twice.
We're doing it. So what that means is I'm gonna go here. We're gonna clear it.
I'm not saying that like you don't have a way through the fight.
Check that
I'm just saying like
need to shot and stuff too.
Meteor by itself is a very slow fight.
Edgar's checks. Am I in the right level or did I miscount again? I miscounted again. Well, whatever. Oh, a hero ring. I'm rewarded for my bad memory and lack of attention to detail. 3 and 1 at 23. You'd love to see it, but you know we've had a lot of dead checks. Double dead check at Yeti is pretty sad.
I spend a lot of my time thinking about getting through checks quickly, as opposed to like if your speed slows down a little bit, all of a sudden like you're spending a long time in a fight when you didn't really need to. I mean, this Ice Dragon fight's gonna really help you a lot.
I mean, our scaling is so low.
Like, if you happen to get, like, Rexel as your next fight,
okay, well, we have
all of a sudden you would have been really screwed, because then you would have been just using Ice 2 and praying that Rimro did the right thing, as opposed to, like, having an Ice Rod. So, like, there's a subset of bosses that would have, like, been painful if you didn't have...
end game.
Yeah, if you didn't get the right boss at the right time, you would have been in a lot of trouble. So, sometimes playing for just... I have a guaranteed, like, card that can beat this boss in no time is a good idea.
There's nothing really to equip, never mind.
Right, yeah, if you had Rexel, Meteor, you would have been using Ice 2 and doing like 400 damage X Magic. So like 800 at a time, Ice 2, Ice 2, and you would have been praying that you got through that in some reasonable amount of time.
If he doesn't kill me right away, well, I mean, I would start off the fight with an Ice Shield or something.
But I don't hate the, like, go into Fanatics here is a good idea.
We got X Magic
especially with Edgar being the reward for it.
but it's just ultras, so
Okay,
none of
so
what I just said
this kind of worked
matters
out in
at
your
all.
favor in the end. Just because that's such an easy fight to take. You wouldn't have known that, but still, I think it's worth rolling the dice, especially for Edgar.
What sucks is that we're like a decent level and we've had no stat gains from Espers. Like half of the stat gain potential from Espers is just gone already.
Yeah, but
Probably more than that. I'm
you
pushing
would have
level
had
20
to committed to Burning House or
after
Eat
2
its Rock,
dragons.
basically.
So
To
like we're not gonna be
actually
very
get something.
strong. I know that much already.
So this is where, this is like,
Like we're not gonna be abusing
when we were talking about it, like a middling seed,
stat gains and
like
stuff like
not
that.
great,
We're
not
gonna
terrible.
have like 120 vigor.
That's
freaking
exactly
Edgar.
what this is kind of
We're not
just a
gonna have
so-so
an
seed to go
8,000
do.
HP lock or whatever.
So
using
you're
that
not getting a
VK
stat
or
boost, you're just trying to
ads.
power through and like do the best you can with what you
I just
have.
have to resign myself to being fairly weak, unless we
What
find
you
something
had were
real
those
good real
rods,
fast.
and
Maybe
then
the Zen
X
Thief.
or X Magic,
Maybe I'm
mimicking
gonna be
it.
very sad we didn't do Zen Thief.
I don't
earlier.
remember where Ice 3 was.
Or maybe
There was
he's
the
gonna
Ice 3
summon, like,
Esper.
a
It might have been Burning
40,000
House
GP Dragonhorn.
that
We'll see.
got me online right away. It was either that or maybe Zen. I certainly had Ice 3 early. Might have been Zen Thief, actually, now that I think about it.
Okay, so Zen Thief, quick shopping trip for some more sleeping bags and stuff like that, and then straight up to Edgar's Jets. And maybe we also consider looting South Figaro for his half-off stuffs.
The reason to
So we
do
got that
South
money
Figaro
for the
here would be to
console.
buy breakables and like do a
We
peek
got
on
spending
that.
money. But, alas, nothing here I really need. I didn't even look to see what Edgar had. How much are you? 14k? Sure. Okay, it's Magicite. How much is it gonna hurt me that I didn't pick that up early? It's not great. It's also
Yeah,
not the end
that.
of the world.
Especially if you could have, if you were doing X Magic, Ice 3, Mimics,
We've been getting
like,
by just
what boss would
fine.
you have had trouble with so far?
Hyperist is nice to have.
That's how I got through this pretty quickly, is that I was mimicking Ice 3 cast. And I learned Ice 3 before I did my first check, so I did the grind that you did, but I did it to learn Ice 3 instead of, like, Fire 2 or
Cheeky
Ice 2.
Hyperist for the Yeti.
I think I learned, like, Fire...
God damn, another app.
No, that's...
Okay.
Honestly, that's good intel to have, that there's an ammo weapon there.
I think I just saw a Yeti who could use ammo weapon, so... Ooh. Maybe we
But
just do that
even if I
right
didn't
now.
find that, like, that was like a...
Can you use
That was just
Valiant?
good luck that I
Use
happened to
Valiant.
find that. If I didn't find it,
You
I
can.
still would have been more than happy to go with what I
I'm
had.
good. Let's just...
Now that I saw that,
God,
I would have
wish
put that
I had
VK 1000%
some
on
sleeping
Yeti
bags.
there. I
bought
probably
some
just
early,
set
but I
up
don't remember where they
Edgar
were.
to be your Atma weapon offering at this point. It's a little early, but Edgar has no role in the party.
He does
So
need...
like getting him with Atma weapon offer probably isn't a bad idea. Or offering on Yeti, and have him do VK strats.
You know what? Maybe...
Like I would have
we
tried to take
actually
advantage of it if you have the capability.
do that instead. He hits plenty hard enough, right?
Like if you have a VK, even on Imra, I'd say it's worth putting it on.
So
The
level
VK
21,
offering
he's not
would have
gonna be
been
doing a
more
whole lot,
sense on
but
Imra
you
as
know
opposed to Am on
It's okay.
Edgar.
It's something.
But that does give Edgar at least a job to do. And he'll do, what, 500 swing at this level?
For the VK, I mean, we still got 2 more characters we need, so... Maybe we find one who can use that VK, and I do VK offering instead. Because I'm more of a VK guy than an Atma guy.
Yeah, it's not, like, intuitive per se.
Speaking of the fucking devil, holy shit.
Well,
little
so
lock,
getting a
was just
walk
talking
here
about you.
probably forces you to drop Umro, is probably what I would assume you would have done here. Is drop Umro and get him on VK offering, and that probably...
Still don't really know what Edgar does. Yeah, I didn't look at his skill, so... We'll see at this boss fight, won't we?
I don't think you really need to know what Edgar does here, honestly. Like, the only thing he needs to do is swing that Atma weapon. A lot of the stuff here that came up is like situational, like awareness type stuff. Like, oh, you had a VK and offering, could have put that on. You had an Atma weapon offering, you put that on, which is fine, but it's like the second best option. You didn't do Zen Thief, so you missed out on Ice 3. You could have done that from the beginning.
Probably Yeti.
So you had a few options to like speed you through the early game a little bit more. Like, imagine you didn't. So you use that Pro Rod. What if you had the Pro Rod right now, and so you just learned to use Ice 3 on what's his name?
Your flame shield. Go ahead, crack the fuck out of that. Mimic it.
I don't mind you doing that though.
I think that might just kill him. I mean, maybe that just kills. Oh, he's got tools. He's normal. Oh, he's not dead. How about you, Yeti? You got him? I got a couple meteors with his name on it. I know I passed.
I mean, you have like
and stuff like that.
How many force shields? So I guess it doesn't really matter.
Dead, right? Jesus Christ. Now you're dead, right? Thank you. Okay, so I think lock goes in for Yeti.
Now, with all that being said, I still don't think it's a... Yeah, okay, VK.
Doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, and that's being in my menu right away.
Honestly, putting the VK on and setting that up, like, whether you did it there or all the way down at, like, right in front of Raiden, it's the same difference. Only thing is, you didn't even look to see what defense you had. Like, I would have just optimized and then threw VK on that way.
I'm gonna check the throne first. I know it's 2 extra transitions that we didn't really want, but
I don't hate this.
I want an Esper. We're getting ready
if
to
you
fight
could find an
dragon.
HP plus
The
Esper.
more Espers I can get right now, the better. Or we just get a Shadow. That's fine too. Throw Shadow. Do we need a Throw Shadow? Maybe we take a Throw Shadow for him instead. We call that a day.
What you could have done there
stuff.
Is, as soon as you saw a Shadow
or Shadow to do.
No, you would have been. You had no way of knowing that. Okay, never mind. You could have, like, if you were like, hey, I see Shadow, I'm gonna like move him for Go-Go. You could have unequipped Go-Go before you did that, just so you could go straight down the Ancient Castle and be fine.
Give me throwables. Give me some skeins, buddy. Skeins? You know what? I'll take those. I'll take these too.
41. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but...
Yeah, that'll do for now. Shitload of shurikens? Cool.
I rarely use more than 20 in a seed. Sleeping bags. And when I use more than 20, I usually just have like 2 or 3 tents, and that's all I need.
2 characters now. So, if we could get an Esper...
I try to...
Castle, that would be great.
I try to get
where are we going
the minimum consistent amount of items that I need.
We're probably going to go check Cave on the Veldt. And, well, maybe we do Narsh Weapon
You
Shop
say it's
first.
late in the seed. You have at least 7 more checks to go do.
And then we go from there.
Fair enough.
Oops. Just a Fire 2 will take care of it.
I don't think Fire 2 actually wins this fight. I guess it does.
What else did we have here? Absolutely nothing of note.
Yeah, I mean, spend a little
Maybe
bit
a
too much
menu.
time in your menu there.
Put earrings on.
That's the
thinking
thing
that
where you, when you put
had,
the
like, a
VK
Ragnarok
on,
going, but nope, that's
like,
not a Ragnarok.
you should have,
That
like,
is an
also
Aqua.
done the Moogle Charm and everything else. Like, obviously, the more you, like, condense your menuing, the better.
Well, it's been the Strago show so far.
Probably would have been worth just saying screw it and not touching Locke in that situation, knowing that he's your VK offering. Like, instead of healing him and nerfing his damage. I mean, he does have
I'd like
paper
to get
defense,
someone
but
else online. I'd love to
you
get
have
an Esper
to...
with magic. Sorry, not magic, but HP.
Yeah, looking for a relic that Yeti has. Yeah, he had the hyper.
I feel like I'm probably overlooting.
I assume that's
bit.
what you were thinking about there.
I'm sure you'll comment on that. Oh, good. It is an Esper.
A lot of my commenting here is more in the
Stamina with Ice 3 and
so here.
Quick.
So first thing I noticed,
probably
the second that you get that, Quick. Yeah. So put Quick on your VK user. Like, absolutely the play there.
You just take that and you just get a little faster. Alright, let's go.
Because eventually you're going to use that, you know, if you're going to have VK offering, you're going to use Quick. Like, take advantage of it. I'm pretty sure Brontor was one of the rages here. I guess it didn't really matter because you already kind of decided Locke was your VK user. But I do believe that you had like a Fire 3 rage in this. But that being said, I don't know if it really
What's that
mattered.
doing? I think he's dead.
If I remember correctly, I think I did, I think I just used like 2 Fire 3 or Fire 2s with Strago and Gogo. And just let that go. But Muscle Belt's a big find.
Oh, it'll replace the shield I lost earlier.
It's
We don't have Merton or anything.
that's fair if you hate Rage, but I would say
and stuff that were on sale.
there are situations where
And
Rage is a
South
game changer.
Figaro? I think it was South Figaro. We're close to Merton protection.
I would at least have your like your back pocket like 10 Rages that you know.
All right, so we're gonna go to South Figaro.
Wooly,
check the half-off stuff, see if
Brontor,
we can't find anything interesting.
Rain Man,
Particularly some
Goblin,
throwables.
like
we also need
the
more
ones
earrings.
that have tier 3 elemental spells, Senior Behemoth.
Maybe.
The ones that have
do need
Rock
to,
Slide too.
Do an unequip on the airship and do
Like,
a quick little.
The ones that actually give
little
you
equip some other stuff that was like
what do you
on
call it?
tomorrow and things.
Some kind of function.
And then we had already decided that we were going to go from here over to Narsh Weapon Shop. We'll check that out. And then we'll probably head over to Cave on the Belt, see what's going on there. Maybe Gao's dad's house. And then we'll see where we stand at that point.
I forget if it was this seed or a different one where floating continent is part of the answer. That one, that might be a seed bleed comment, honestly. I remember there being a seed that I did recently where it's like, if I did floating continent, I could have saved myself like 15 minutes. I don't remember if it was this or something else though.
Alright, so what we're really looking forward to here, what we're looking for is going to be earrings and skeins.
I guess.
And we're not going to get any earrings.
You have
Maybe
Muscle
get some
Belt
skeins
offering on
or something else fun in the
Lock,
shops.
or you probably should. Atma, if you have a Hero Ring or Atlas Armlet, you're pretty much good.
Take one of those for half off. Why not?
That's fair.
I'm looking on armor.
All that stuff is pretty much worthless.
Gross. Hey, I'll take a free Mega Elixir. Alright.
Your offense is really good at this point. Plus, you already had a Thunder Shield, by the way. You just got a Thunder Shield from that last encounter. The last, what do you call it? The dragon fight. Mega looks mattered. So what? Narsh weapon shop.
I don't have a ribbon or an economizer or a gold hairpin or the will to.
Don't have a gold hairpin.
Try and decurse the
What's
shield,
this
so I think I'm gonna
comment?
skip it this time.
I wouldn't have done curse shield here
Esper.
either, but yeah, you did have
We'll take
you did have the gold hairpin, for sure.
Minerva is nice, but we are pretty desperate for progression.
Yeah, I mean, I put that gold hairpin on Straga immediately with X magic, just knowing that I'm gonna be like
You know what?
burning
I
his
forgot
magic
something real quick.
quickly to get
I
through
don't
the
know if
suit.
this is faster.
Like that's
Probably
how
not.
I
Could've made
basically was
the same
mimicking
amount of time.
X magic ice 3s to get through the first half of the suit. Probably until like 40 to 45 minutes, that's where I was at.
Maybe we get doom gazed.
I don't mind you doing this. I probably would have looked at what, like if you're flying over here, you might as well just look at what's at the free check, just in case it's like a character that leads you on a faster path. But, I mean...
Right now I'm thinking if there's no character here...
the question
we're
is,
gonna
what
do
are you
Gal's dad's
thinking?
house. And again, if there's no character
So you're going to
there,
grandfather's
then
house after?
probably gonna do... We're gonna switch over to World of Balance, maybe.
No, you can't do it in World of Ruin. You'd have to switch
There's not
over.
a lot going on in World of
You would have had
Balance.
to switch.
Maybe
Yeah.
if there's no character there, we go maybe do some Strago checks. I really don't want to do floating.
So the
content when I
idea
already
would have
6
been
characters,
know whether you have to do Straga's checks now or
and
not.
that might be the move.
So,
Considering
like,
it's 3 checks. Ooh, I
You
do
would
like
have
the
known
Terra
right
thing.
away, like say these were all dead.
I do like
You
the
would have
Terra,
like said,
so
oh well, I've done the
I'm just
dead
gonna do
check,
that.
I've
I don't
done
know if I
this,
saved or not.
I don't
Hopefully
have
this
anything
goes
else
to
that I want to do other than floating continent.
Okay,
So you have the
Terra
choice of
being
floating
added to the
continent or
mix.
Straga's checks at that point.
We'll go get a couple checks over in Narsh. We'll
So,
do Gal's dad's house.
If you really
well,
hate a check, route yourself
We'll get that
conveniently
Minerva.
so that like you know where you stand. So here's that Rexel, but what do you call it? Would have been really convenient for. I don't mind you throwing everything you have at this just to make this easy. One thing to think about here is like if you have a blizzard or a sword with the right kind of elemental damage. If you can throw those, like when you have a specific elemental weakness lined
So
up,
Gal's dad's house, Welk,
don't be afraid to do that.
back of Welk, South Figaro Cave.
Let's see, Terra.
And we will be sort of winding our way back down toward
It wouldn't have mattered. Like it wouldn't have been a huge difference. Just
Sealed Gate. So we'll do Sealed Gate, and
It's
then
one
that
of
will
those
bring us
things
back
like-
to Strago.
it would have saved you a turn maybe. And anything that saves you a turn in the end is in your favor. So like, I bring it up just to say like, make sure you're thinking about stuff like that so that you can take advantage of it. You're kind of committed to be who you are at this point. Yeah, that, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have looked at the Espers or shops there too much.
No,
The only
I
thing
think
that
it makes more sense
you might
to
want
go
to
ahead
think
and do
about
this
looking
now.
for is defense. I
maybe
might have
should've
looked
just
for
done
like
Burning House
a
while I was in
defense
there.
like to make Locker Edgar
I
a little more
know
sustainable in the
it's
front row.
Schwantz that always says that
That's the
seeds
only
tend
thing
to
I
be
would have been looking for.
deeper than they are wide. So we need Espers. The newer characters probably isn't it. Jesus Christ, I hate this check.
You're right about the deeper versus wide thing. But here's your like
Nice. 17.
If I only knew how true that was. I mean, I prefer to have at least like 150 defense.
10.
I mean, was there, just to go back real quick, I didn't see. I mean, there's your defense if you wanted it. Mirage. Like, I would have certainly thought about buying 2 Mirage vests and going with that, or even the Mirage vest and the green berets, just to give myself like something. I would have been more than happy to do that in this situation. Like, Mirage vest is something that, like, if you see it, it's almost worth getting.
Wow.
If you have a
That was too many teleports, but
like a VK party. That's also the reason to take Velt there. If you don't have like good defense, consider like taking a check that leads you to a town. Like do Serpent Trench, do
really
Velt,
this guy.
do something that like gets you into a spot where you can actually get everything online.
Case in point.
I mean, that's what you have to watch out for. That is absolutely the problem. It's really like tier 1 and tier 2 is where your defense doesn't where it actually like shows up. Where your defense shows up.
Now the question, burning house, and I think the answer is no. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, the answer is no at
We're
this
gonna go back
point.
to our original plan if there's no character here.
You're better off. So going back to that comment about the deep versus quick. You're
Jesus.
right. You should be looking for espers.
Characters galore.
But there is an element of this
I have
situation
dried
where
meat,
it's
but
like
no, we're gonna not do
get
anything
characters so
power-related
that you can
avoid
just have more options to go check. Because a lot of your like deep versus
Back to the
like your
Moss
depth versus breadth checks here, like
Anyway.
for you to get espers, you'd probably have to do either floating continent or burning house. Floating continent wouldn't be a bad choice right here, as gross as it might sound. Just because you have a decent chance of it being 2 or 3 espers. I certainly think doing Shadows check, doing Terrace 2 checks. Like, I would do Welk. I would definitely do Sealed Gate here. Getting
Skeins?
Golem's a good find,
Skeins?
for sure.
Schemes. No schemes. Okay.
I don't know if you're hunting a little too hard for Skeins in this situation. You have Shurikens. Sometimes you just have to accept, okay, I have Shurikens, I'm going to be a physical thrower, and just look for Atlas Armlet and Hyper Wrist, and call it good. Like, steal that off of Umaro, and just say, okay, this is my physical thrower.
At some point, we really do need to go.
Everything else doesn't matter.
We know what we have. We have a red cap.
I mean, you already checked the monster in a box.
We also have multiple.
Unless you were just doing that for the save.
Golem, speed, bolt 3. Oof, high. Okay, cool. We have that. Actually, did he did learn it, right? Okay, he's got quick. Okay, we're gonna be moving quick.
Saving too much. I don't mind you
So we're
saving
having
at level
quick
30
PK
before you go do a
optimizer
check.
With at least the next 10 levels.
Like, you are actually in a
HP plus
situation where it
100%
matters.
And red cap.
I don't think you save because you're on a multiple
That's
of
going to
5,
be the
but
bulk of our offense, I think. In the
that
end.
would be the
We'll
reason
have
to save if you ever
Edgar
had one.
Kind of doing his thing as well, but not to the same extent, of course.
Yeah, I would have just committed to the physical thrower at this
There were
point.
earrings here.
At this late in the seed, like, you're not going to get enough magic power to make it valuable.
I was an economizer. And also earrings. We don't have any cure magic, so that's fun. I don't think the economizer is really worth it right now.
Yeah, economizer's not worth it.
Anyway.
Like, you're already pot committed to it.
Earrings. Offering
Muscle belt.
muscle belt.
Yeah. I would have had that muscle
Hero.
belt on from a while ago.
Hyper. Okay, so you're gonna be my least useful, so you're just gonna take the charm. Okay. That's pretty powerful, what I just put together there. Strength Esper would be really nice, but
Right.
that's okay.
Now, the reason to, like, care a little bit about it is, like, okay, you have your Atma weapon, you have your VK. Those are two of your paths. Who's your third path? Your
Yeah,
third path
I
is going to be
I think I got
a
this.
thrower combination with Strago, probably. But you could also do, like, a thrower in combination with Edgar. And then let your magic user just go. So,
Wow,
like,
he did that instantly. With X
it's
now.
just taking advantage of the folks that you have.
That's weird. Why'd he go so fast?
So you want to be overpowered in
You have
pretty
to,
much
like,
all
wait a while.
situations.
Alright, so we're gonna absolutely decimate Tiger Head. We're gonna really decimate everything with Lock, Quick, VK, Offering.
I don't hate that. Just, a check's there. You might as well grab it.
Alright, where are we headed?
I want to say at least one
we're gonna go
character
down
could use that
to
Minerva. I
South
forget if it
Figure
was
Cave.
Go-Go or somebody else, but somebody
Man, I hate
somebody
that
in the
probably
party
have to
could
do
use
gap
that
checks.
Minerva.
Or I have to do like Zen. I mean Zozo.
Problem is there's like 5 of them, but
These checks
let's
are
not talk about that.
doo-doo. Just a collection of doo-doo checks.
South Figure Cave. I mean, I don't hate that. South
We got
Figure
Stray,
Cave and
I just
then
wanna peek at it
Terrace
'cause I
Check
really
doing
want to see if it has enough got, yes.
so strength plus 2. That's a 50-50 split to me.
Anyway.
Either you're building your Atma weapon
What I was
user
looking
up,
for.
or you're
Now I
building
just
your
need a magic
thrower
power
up.
plus 2 and
If
we're
you
like
commit to a physical
Gucci.
thrower, strength's always a good option. Or you just say, okay, I'm going to use all my Atma, and I'm going to toggle the offering back and forth. It just depends on what you think your kind of better path is for endgame. I would say Atma is probably the more viable path, but also it could go either way too. It wouldn't be a terrible. It's not terrible to do it the other way. I guess is what I'm saying.
I really hoped he would die to that.
Like your Atma is definitely your best magic or your best damage here. Don't forget to when you like heal,
Good lord.
remember to like toggle the muscle belt.
So many
So like you heal,
characters.
I would go to my menu right
Oh
here
god, well what's next
and
now?
take the muscle belt on, or take it off and then put it back
Lone
on,
Wolf, Can,
so that
all
I'm
that
at
stuff?
less than full health. That way you can get the a little bit extra damage on your VK user.
I think so. 'Cause
Like
I
that's
could
what,
scout
1,000
one of them.
damage for you at this point. I don't know if you really need to heal and save again here, but you just healed off of the drink at, what do you call it, in South Figure Cave.
So I just saved. So we're gonna do this first. If it's a character, we of course get the fuck out. Alright, we'll do it. And then we'll do Lone Wolf and we'll check Kefka and Narsh. And if we're really lucky, we get our unlock and skip right around an hour. That's really pushing our luck. Like a lot.
I mean, that's
but
a fair
we'll see.
point, is that you're pushing a luck if you're hoping for 3 straight Espers here. Like, Mog's your latest character. It's odds are at least one of these is a character.
We're at
I mean, overall,
17
this run's
checks
been
right now.
going well.
So we have a chance of getting skip at 20 checks, which would be pretty awesome. Because we'd have character skip already.
if there are times where you can get a, an Esper or a character skip at less than 22, it's not a bad idea to try to push that issue if you can. See, this fight would have gone a lot faster if Locke was already doing 2 grand a swing, which is what he would have been doing if you toggled the muscle belt. Those little mini optimizations are game changers in terms of overall speed.
Do that a lot. I didn't mean to kill Shadow, you dick. Shadow is pretty low priority no matter what, so even if he doesn't survive this, I'm not too mad about it. This is kind of this is going to be the Locke Schrago show, with Edgar as a co-star and Shadow kind of chilling.
Would you make the decision like Shadow's your utility guy? The only time you go in your menu at this point is really just to see if you can get Doom,
Mute, 2 more times
whatever the hell on Shadow. That's the only reason you go in your menu at this point. I think you try to go as fast as you can otherwise.
That is my team, right? Yes. I'm gonna really need to take notes on who's going to Kefka, because holy shit.
You're so on that topic, so just to go back here. So one thing, when you're building your party, this matters a lot more when you're going into Kefka's Tower. You know how you always have to do the selection right before Final Kefka? The order of your characters are the order here. So if your characters are the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th one, then you already know when you go to Kefka's Tower, you're skipping Terra 2, 3, 4, 5, and you go. So just another optimization to think about is the sequence of your party here is the sequence that you'll see them in order in Kefka's Tower. You could actually say, okay, I'm not going to bring Terra in at all, and just use your other ones as Moogle Charm holders, just so you can just hit start as soon as you get to the Kefka fight, and you already have your party of 4 lined up. So that's you have to really know what you're thinking about there to do that, but that is an option.
My team, I have too many characters. That is my team, right? Yes. I'm gonna really need to take notes on who's going to Kefka, because holy shit. Alright. Do really quick, I need to see what we got here that he can learn that's super utility, some Doom, or anything that has Mute.
I mean, he just keeps what he has on.
Oh,
he's learning Mute,
okay.
Let him go.
That's good enough for me then. That is good enough for me.
To some extent, I don't even know if I think about it.
Wolf.
As soon as I see that he has Mute on, I just let that go until I get another Esper. That's where it would have been really fair enough. This would have been another great time for you to look at the armor shop. If you were hey, I have leather armor on, I should probably do something about it. This is another town check that you could have done that said, oh, okay, I'll just swing by the armor shop as I go through. So just, again, knowing hey, I'm kind of screwed on armor. Even if you buy Gaia gear or something. Yeah, you don't need to buy the best armor, you just need to get something that gives you north of 100 defense.
Right,
is that what he has on, leather armor and hat?
Very promising. And it's a wrap. Look. It's got a quick check, and it's peekable, so that's probably the next place I'm going.
Yeah, I don't mind you. I would just take Realm here, just because it's such a quick
Question
check.
is, do I take it? Yes.
Even if that was like
an Illumina
Snow
or something,
Muffler,
I would have
there's
probably
no
let Realm
guarantee
fall.
that like the people that are in this party can use it. So I think you have to take Realm here.
We all knew it was a risk coming here. That probably one of Mog's would have a character. Why couldn't it have been a Setzer, you know? I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, it's not you. I need to take a note. Let's see. It is Gatto, Edgar, Locke, and Strago. Okay. I keep forgetting who my characters are. Alright, well I thought I was gonna hopefully have the unlock in an hour.
I mean, the way that I do that in non Final Kefka situation
have the unlock in an hour.
is to I just look at who has Esper. Like I don't keep Espers on characters that aren't in the main party. So I'm just looking for Espers. I'm not even looking at names at that point. Another situation where Locke is max HP. It's really inconvenient for you.
He's not really hitting like I was hoping he would. But then again, he's at max life, so. I keep expecting him to hit a little harder just at full life, but he's not very strong in the bigger department.
I mean, with that HP 100 Esper, Locke's gonna be moving. You're the one that mentioned it. You mentioned it too, so it's not just me.
Can't remember my characters.
I mean,
man.
you're not always going to be in a situation where you have a muscle belt like that, but
all right,
fair
so now
enough.
I'm thinking like
red cap works the same way. So if you get a red cap, make sure you're doing the same strategy with that. So if you have both red cap and muscle belt, that screws you a little bit because when you take muscle belt off, it drops you to the red cap like plus 25% instead of all the way down to what your normal like max would be.
Quick peek at Starlight.
So you'd have to unequip both red cap and muscle belt if you want to do that like perfectly.
Fantastic.
But I mean that's strength plus 2 Esper goes on.
Utility on Shadow.
At this point, it should be on Edgar and nobody else.
Nope.
Like I can't think of a situation where you'd want to have it on there.
We're already in the area, so let's go check. What is it, Mobliz or whatever?
Mobliz isn't a bad check. Oh, is there? Yeah, that was the second one. Got it. Okay, fair enough. You could actually think about if you didn't have an HP 100, I'd also consider putting that on the VK user. Like you already have an HP 100, so that's obviously the better selection.
Good God.
Yeah, you found all the characters at this point.
What is this?
So,
holy shit.
A couple interesting thoughts here. You have a bunch of bad checks to go do.
Like options.
You could, like, say you didn't like any of your options. You haven't done Zozo World of Bounds. Here's one for you that you wouldn't think of very often, but is an option. The manual Search the Skies Hunt. So just like do down and backs on the world map and just see if you can find it. If you do that properly, it takes about 5 minutes. So it is a time waster if your luck's really bad and you go the wrong direction. It could take up to 5 minutes. But RNG is like, okay, well, 5 minutes is your worst case. It should be 2.5, 50-50. Also, let's see, there is another one. Jador's on the table. And also Gal's checks. So you have a few that
do the thing.
If you wanted to.
Do the thing. I don't think I'm ready to do the thing.
How do you properly force it?
I'm not doing the thing.
So like when you get in your when you get in the airship, like push to the left, like do like like a spin to the left, like 1 pixel, like really spin, and then just fly. And don't do anything else.
Doom gaze. We didn't run into Doom gaze.
You'll literally be
I'm
going
gonna
like
try one more thing, and that's gonna
you'll
be
inch your way across the entire map,
That's gonna be
which isn't
the
like
last check
fun
before
to
I
do,
maybe
and it's
resort
slow.
to
But if you're just needing like one Esper,
whatever the fuck, man.
like that is an option.
Auction house.
Also, auction house is an
I
option
really
too.
hate auction house. That makes me unreasonably upset.
Yeah, you just said it right when I was saying it there. Yes, you can do it in World of Balance. World of Balance is cheaper. World of Ruin allows you to remove the bad items from the pool. So, World of Balance, the reason you would do it here is to make a cheaper play, basically. So it costs less to do World of Balance Auction House. Because you don't have
You know,
the
I was
50
feeling
grand
pretty good
item. I
about
think
this
the
until
highest
I
one's
just
like 30.
found every character in the game back to back. Which, I mean, was the risk for going for the checks I took, but there was also a decent, you know, a not zero chance.
It removes the
That
imp
at least
issue,
one
but
of
it
them would be the
doesn't,
last
like when you
Esper
buy
item.
something, it doesn't remove it from the pool. Is World of Balance better or World of Ruin? World of Ruin is better if you're trying to force something at the end of the game. World of Balance is better in like certain flag sets where you just have money, you're trying to go quick. Strictly for time, World of Ruin.
Pretty pleased with
Because
the
you
cherry
want
on
to
top
take all the
game.
bad items out
Let
of
me
the
go to KT, man. I'm ready.
out of the pool as
I'm
soon as
ready
you buy
for
them.
this.
But you have to have like 110
Daddy
grand
wants to
for
finish
that.
the seed. Oh, you piece of shit. God
Because
damn it.
you're literally buying everything. And then, like, you buy everything, then you can just go.
For fuck's sake. This goddamn game can suck my ass.
I mean, that's the right reaction for an Atma weapon in that situation.
So, like, do we do it? Do we go check it now? I'm gonna do it. Can you get an Esper in World of
Yeah,
Balance? I mean,
You could absolutely get an
I'm
Esper.
going to Zozo. I don't even know if I can get one.
I mean, same odds as any other time.
I don't know if you can get one in World of Balance or not, so I'm like worried.
It's the
I'm
same
just gonna waste time for no
reward
reason.
pool as far as like the high tier items or the Espers. So like World of Balance or World of Ruin, it's the same difference. Yeah, in the like vanilla game, I think you get Zone Seek in World of Balance and Gold in World of Ruin. Or maybe I have that backwards. But yeah, you can absolutely get it. No, I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, the idea here would be do this. It still gives you a boss fight, so you're incrementally getting locked stronger. I don't mind you doing this. Really, it's the routing is what's biting you here. Like, you got beat
My
up a lot
question
by
is, like, should
the
I have
routing
taken
you
that
ended up
Saturn?
getting.
Or maybe even that Celis.
But this was a rough seed from the beginning, just because it was a Strago, Umaro, Go-Go start.
But I don't know the answer to that question.
I would assume so. I mean, I don't remember. Did I do? I'd have to go watch the vid or the VOD and see if I did floating continent, but I would say floating continent is more likely than not the quicker move here.
Good enough. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, that's what you would have saved is probably, if it's 3 Espers.
Okay, please.
How much time did
Pretty
you spend
please.
looking for,
Please.
Espers at this
Desperate.
point? It's more than 10 minutes, and that's how long
My
floating
only
continent
checks
would
right
take
now
you.
are like Opera House, Elite River, and Gauchex, and Burning House. That's not ideal.
Sometimes
what you
being
wanna see.
cutesy with your checks hurts you.
Okay, well, you know what?
Like, sometimes you just take the,
A
you have
win's
to
a win,
just
right?
eat the time loss and just say, you know what, I'm going to take this one
24
because
checks.
it's the quickest way through the game. I need 3 checks, this is 3 checks, I'm just going to go for it. There are times where it ends up being like 2 dead checks or something and you're like screwed, or it's like 1 Esper, 1 character, and then a dead check. But I wouldn't have hated the play if you did it.
Well, there's not really anything I need right now.
What was that? Flying up in the air strategy.
So I think what I'm gonna do. It's a little bit risky. Maybe we just send Locke.
That does like slow you down as far as your travel over the map.
Do that with Shadow.
That's fair.
Do him alone.
Like that aspect of it saves you a little bit of time, but also just
Throw,
if
like,
you're still
serious firepower
traversing
in
the
middle,
map,
just
it
more
does go
bodies.
slower. Probably would have saved you a second.
So Strago hits pretty hard with his magic. He's got Meteor and several level 3 spells, so he has
Okay.
a lot of what is needed
Fair
to
enough.
successfully handle his side.
Just making sure.
Yep, that's what we want. Let's go.
I've never done it.
We just hope for like
I get the
non-crappy
idea behind it.
Fights.
I don't think
targets.
it's that big of a
That's
difference,
perfect.
to be honest.
It's a little slow because he's not going to be hitting very hard. So maybe we just make him.
It might
harder.
actually be a couple seconds faster. At most, it's like 2 seconds. I mean, how long does that animation take to scroll up? I mean, it's not like it's a lot. I would say at
Would've been
most it's
perfect.
probably...
But he came in here full life, even though I don't think
think.
I healed him. Maybe I did.
So when you go down, you go up to the top of the screen. It's probably
Maybe
2
I
seconds.
did, like a dork. Ah, that was
So
close.
the 2 seconds you go to
Do that
scroll
again.
up outside of the...
I don't think he's gonna live
game.
long enough now.
You know what? I'd almost say don't do it, just because you manually doing it and then having to switch is probably more time than like letting the game do it right when you get there. And you still have to like fly a little bit when you switch,
That might have been an
so
opportunity.
that's a little
quick.
bit slower. So you end up
actually.
like you end up having to do like a
That's
little
okay.
bit of an
Maybe
extra
we use
like
quick on the next fight.
flight. It's a little bit slower. Like marginally, I would say it's slower to do it that way. I mean, that's my impression. I mean, I've never tested it, so I can test that and just confirm it, but I get the feeling it's slower. Also,
Yeah,
what the hell?
we definitely do that.
You went from the nicest number to not the nicest number. It's kind of ridiculous. I guess it's okay. That's a good use of quick, though. Like, this is a fight where you need quick, for sure.
I think we just kill him outright here.
Yeah, you just go for it at this point.
40,000. He's done. Put that bitch in his place.
Like, that was a great use of quick. Like, that was
Comes rolling
a good
in here,
heads up
killing
play
everybody,
to
doing
do
2,000
that,
damage
because
to
otherwise
Locke.
you would have been
Fuck.
screwed in that fight. Like, his defense is so low.
thought.
Like, if Guardian got another turn, you would have been in trouble. His defense is so paper thin. I would heal him to max in this situation.
So like, I don't.
I would
want to
actually just
heal
throw a
him.
10,
Nah, I'm just
honestly.
not
As
going to.
weird as
Just
it
leave
sounds, I would just 10 up here. I wouldn't want him to go into the final fight with, after just taking 2,000 on like somebody breathing on him. Yeah, Leather Hat is pushing it in terms of defense here.
Kind of a waste
Not a
of Strago's power here.
wouldn't have been a bad idea. Like,
Should get Chupon.
say you didn't go, like say you're screwed. You're already in here. You need to make a decision. You brought in all of your characters. I would have checked all of your characters in this situation and just unequipped everybody you don't need, and just said somebody has to have a helmet or an armor that I could use. Somebody's gonna give me like their mithril vest or something. Like, still would have been better than what you had. Every once in a while, that
I feel
like
Chupon
getting a
had more
mithril
than
shield off
9,000
somebody
life.
saves me. Or
Correct me if I'm wrong, so that's why I didn't.
having like
a single.
a green beret or something.
I don't know if he'll sneeze.
Like,
between
yeah,
casts
it's
or
terrible,
not.
but like compared to nothing,
I think it's
good.
better safe than sorry. Oh, you have Golem? Maybe
I mean,
not. Let's give you
it's a
Unicorn.
bold move to go in leather armor with less than 2,000 HP on lock here. I mean, it is a painful like situation if you're like full HP
We're
and
gonna
you
put
never
it
get
on one
touched.
of them. It's probably gonna be
So
Shadow.
like, I get it. I mean, that is the way to get around it, is to have Vanish, which Esper had Vanish. There is a Vanish
He's
Esper in
dead.
this seed.
If not, he's very close. I didn't do as much as I hoped it would. Okay, now he's dead. Well, it was a very nice Kefka's Tower at very least. I'm still a little salty that I didn't get the unlock at like an hour. Because I could have had this seed done
There's a lot of times that I
like a
would
115.
like with an Atma weapon, where I would just defer to having a
So I'm
pod
actually
bracelet
pretty
on,
happy with how I played
just
this.
to like try to maximize the
If I
most
didn't get
Atma damage
distracted
as I could.
by Mog, at least not at the offset, I would have saved time in the long run by going to Zen first. But I feel like that's a psychic moment. You know, like I can't know that for sure. So I just went with what had the most checks, like highest check density, and I rolled with that, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of situations where
Now, I don't know if we have Mute, and I don't think we have Doom.
like it just depends on like your
We have
comfort level to
bonus
some
protection,
extent.
which is nice. And we have a very easy way to immediately end Tier 2. Well, Tier 3, I mean. We're gonna have a little look-see and see what we got, but I don't think we have Doom. Or Mute, so it's gonna be a little sketch.
I would hope that you have mute by now, because it was on that quick Esper. No cure. That's the other reason.
Shadow, Edgar, Locke, Rago.
See,
No
I just hit start at that point. Like, it didn't really matter who your like 5, 6, 7 characters were in that situation.
Okay,
Yeah,
we
just
only have break, so
I would just start
break,
at that point.
and we'll do.
I mean, honestly, that's true. Like, just heal 1/8 of your health and call it good. I assume Walk gets his ass kicked like right at the beginning here. If you know that like Locke's gonna get murdered as soon as he takes a turn. Yeah, I think Edgar would probably get one shot too. Edgar doesn't have much better defense.
no cure,
It's
actually.
better, but it's not much better.
Which is gonna be awfully questionable, huh?
In this situation, it's better to just put Strago and Shadow in the back row.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have a lot of options to heal. When you know that you don't have a lot of options to heal, it is worth, like, putting a little bit more thought into coming up with some plan to say, okay, well, if I can't heal, either I'm taking no damage, so I have good defense, I have, like, you know, a rage that can give me some heals, like, figure out something.
I'm a little scared.
That's also an option too, is like let Locke kind of get it weak and ready to go, and then just hide on your other turn. I mean, you can also hide Locke on your second turn too.
Christ, dude.
He doesn't counter over the
He's just
first
gonna
one. He counters to the
fucking
second,
counter me
I believe.
every single time, huh?
He would counter after the second one. I think he still
70%
counters
counter
time.
rate. Fuck yeah. Awesome. We're... This isn't good. This isn't good. This is really bad, actually. What do we
Yeah, this is a dicey situation. This is like a poorly timed Southern Cross away from being screwed or diffuser or something.
What do we got? Not much. We might just be dead here. We have a Mega Elixir.
Here's
if
the
we
Mega
survive,
Elixir
use it.
that saved your ass, basically. I would have probably thought about quicking the lock at this point. Yeah, you want to minimize how many turns you're in. You want to get as fast as you humanly can. I mean, it's painful to use a Mega here, just because that kind of screws you on Locke's damage. If you can make anything work where you keep Locke alive, without having to heal him, like that would be your preference here, for sure. See, he had Vanish too.
That did a tremendous amount of damage.
I would have swung for the fences, because, I mean, this phase has, what, 110,000 damage? Locke's only going to do, even with quick, I mean, he's going to do like 70 grand, 60 grand. Like, it would have taken at least 2 quick turns to finish this phase. So I would have at least taken one turn. I would have thought maybe about the second one, just to see like how close certain guys were. But yeah, you could have absolutely swung for the fence on the first turn. You may want to be a little more deliberate once you know 10 hits on its way. Honestly, with him,
Risking it.
I don't know if I even use like Edgar's turn when he's that low on an Atma.
Job lock. That sucks. Oh no. Oh, we're dead.
Yeah, there wasn't much you were going to do there.
Well, we have no way to heal. And that was a fucking disaster. I don't, like, everything that went wrong did. Everything that could have gone wrong fucking did.
I mean, your way to, the way to get through that would have been Vanish.
So anyway, this might
So
be a
you had
masterclass
Vanish,
on
you
like,
had
how
the
can I do this
option.
better, because I have no cure magic on my
Just
Espers.
keep in mind that if you're
I
quick,
didn't buy anything, so that's upsetting.
don't vanish your
smart.
quick user. So you have to at least have a little bit of bounce there, because as soon as you cast quick, it'll take Vanish away. But you could have used that for some of your other folks to at least give yourself some survivability.
I did not expect 10 hits to come out there at all. Like, it was... In no world did I think that 10 hits was there. Strago lock.
Yeah, try to minimize, like, once you pick your 5, just go. or pick your 4. If you have a 5th character that you absolutely want to bring in, like maybe pick them, but generally you want to pick your 4 characters and get into the fight as soon as you can. This is another one where, like, if you don't have a lot of faith in your...
Fucking have mute. I didn't even see it.
That's actually a good idea, what Falcon just said there. Like, okay, just go ahead and use Golem and save yourself for tier 2. And then vanish Locke and let him go, because Locke's going to already be pretty much low HP at that point. So, like, that would be a... yeah, I mean, with Locke with Quick, like, in 3, like, just irrelevant characters, that's still a great idea. Just remember, when you have X Magic in this situation, both casts of X Magic can get caught. It's not like Quick where you'll like not get a counter on the first one. Both casts of X Magic can get caught there. I don't hate this like thought of like protecting yourself as much as you can in this situation. What you could have done, since you had Life 3 on Shadow, cast Life 3 on Locke, then do a quick kill. You could have at least guaranteed that even if Locke died, like he would get revived by Life 3.
Dude, I cannot with this fucking shit right now.
Can't be done. Game's unplayable.
Maybe this was the move all along.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's the
I
play.
didn't think about this little tactic.
Because Life 3, even if he gets countered,
Of course, it didn't fucking matter.
he still would have been
Like,
fine.
Life 3 and just let him go fucking ham. I mean,
Yeah,
it worked.
When you don't have healing, you kind of have to just like sell out a little bit, try to get through some of the checks. I mean, you want to be reasonable and try to protect at least a couple of folks. Like can't do without folks,
We are
but
one
yeah, at some point you just have to like
diffuser
power
away
through
from
it.
death again.
This is the kind of fight, honestly, where I would recommend like saving the seed to do a save state or something,
Killed me when
and
I
just like
selected my Esper.
give it a shot
have it.
like separately, like let it go out of your mind, come back to it and say, you know what, how can I do this as quickly as possible? Just run it a few times. It's not a bad idea to do that when you get a kind of a seed that puts you in a tough spot that you struggle, but you eventually figure it out. Like, run it a couple times that way and see if that like gives you some ideas that you didn't think about before, or you know, something like that. Like that mega, even I get the idea of using it, but it definitely like nerfs your Locke to the point where you're going to have a different set of trouble here because it slows you down so much. Like if you're looking for like full speed strats and going into, you know, getting faster average turns, like when Locke is your true offense, you do have to be careful. As careful as possible not to like heal him in this situation. I mean, I understand why you did it because you didn't have any way to heal at all. But if there's a way that you could have done it without doing that. Scared of diffuser. Nah, and that's fair, honestly.
He has like the best fucking aim.
In this
on
situation,
Edgar ever.
I don't know if you
It's like, oh, you
do
haven't had
magic
one,
first or you
so
do
yeah,
10
we're
hit,
fucked, dude.
do man first. I would think you do man first because in this situation, what you want to do is actually go in low
we are going to row him.
Oh yeah, yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Falcon, was like, go ahead and kill man. Because in this situation, like, if 10 hit kills somebody, you can bring somebody back if you need to after the fact. Then you don't have to worry about, you know, whatever magic does when he does his death counter. Like, your main concern here is to have everybody loaded up for tier 3. The other thing, don't forget to, when you rotate your menu, like, use X and Y. Like, you just triggered everybody, and you didn't really need to.
Like he was supposed to.
When you're doing quick, like, make sure you press Y to go the opposite direction through your ATB.
Jesus Christ. Well, okay. Look at this guy. Look at him. Look at this shit.
Other than Straga dying, that actually worked out really well. Because Locke is now in range to basically one-shot this phase.
It's fine, though.
Well, maybe you wouldn't want to one-shot it, because you wouldn't want to, what do you call it, quick him after vanishing. But, I mean, Locke would only need 2 turns to finish tier 3 here. Like, the only thing that really would be a problem is Merton, probably.
That's not fine, though.
Commentator curse. Are you just yellowing this at this point? Yeah, I wouldn't invite a second Merton cast here. Yeah, if you're doing 24k, I would just quick and hope somebody blocks. Like, I mean, I would certainly, oh yeah, he has golden. Forgot about that. Okay, yeah, then, that's the problem, is that you just waited a hair too long to trigger that.
You have got to be kidding me.
You should have cast Golem and just already had quick kind of queued up.
Yeah, dude. I cannot believe this shit.
It's the right call to use a Phoenix down on Edgar here, or on Shadow, just to have like 1 extra character alive for tier.
Well then, we need more bodies. So we're just gonna Phoenix down.
Tier 4.
Fight.
I would actually wait check that out
because
Edgar might have 0-0. Oof. Yeah, I would have wait checked that while Phoenix down was casting. That was a
Okay.
That was a little more dangerous than
this has been a disaster.
I would have been comfortable with.
Holy shit! I thought we were in.
In this situation, I think you.
But wow. The attacks they're choosing to use.
Yeah, Golden persists through death, so you don't have to worry about like re-triggering,
disgusting.
Vanish or anything like that. I would say Locke here, like swings, and then second turn you quick with him, because that's your 24k plus another 48, like that finishes Capco. And it also takes all the counters out of the fight. You don't have to think about anything. So like, this is a really smooth finish. You don't have to really worry too much about like falling one or anything like that. The life 3s, you didn't even need to do it, honestly.
Just in case it counters with Ultima.
Yeah, Mirager's the only thing that could have been a problem here. Is, if he accidentally did his, what do you call it? His limit break. I mean, double quicking it makes it unlikely that even that's going to happen.
That's all she wrote. That was not a fun Kefka. That should have been so much better, but man. without cure, I was not doing it right.
Anyway, GG's. That's a that wasn't a fun
So if
seed
you want to
by
give me
any
some better
means,
tips
so,
on how to handle that Kefka,
I mean, you ended up
that would be
putting offense
fantastic,
together by the end, but
because
that was
that did
still
not go well.
good overall.
I had no heals. I probably could have gone shopping for more, you know, prepared ahead. But let me know what you have there. Let me check something real quick. So I think one thing I didn't do was I did not properly equip, because I'm a dork. I didn't do what I was supposed to do there. I think I was in a hurry. So let me see how I could have properly built maybe lockup. Yeah, he had that shit, and he didn't even have a red cap on. It didn't stack anyway. Yeah, no wonder. So the question is, I should have had a shield on him, which I didn't. I don't know why I didn't. Oopsie fucking daisy. That was stupid. Who has the snow muffler? Nobody? So nobody could use the snow muffler? She didn't have the Minerva. I didn't equip her at all. Oh, she's not.
I mean, Terror wasn't really important, but...
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely say I did not equip. I kind of was in a hurry and forgot that part, so oops.
Yeah, I would
But
say
also,
the Mirage Vest and
like,
World of
can
Ruin
nobody use it?
Damasa.
Maybe that's the thing. Nobody can use the snow.
Was it World of Ruin or World of Bounds? Wherever those Mirage Vests were, like, you had them in front of you. It would have been a lot more. It would have been a lot safer if you put them up. That's the one that, like, he's kind of a kick in the pants at the end here. As you're like looking at your armor, it's like, yeah, you had Mirage Vest right in front of you. Just
yeah, well, without the shield was real stupid.
kind of didn't see it in the moment when it popped up.
That was dumb. Otherwise, I don't think it really mattered too much.
But
But
that being said, I mean,
too much right after.
A lot of the stuff we're talking about is like optimization level stuff, not
So we had Minervas. Could have had those on. Didn't.
Yeah, not things where you could have been like.
Force shields, didn't have those on.
Yeah.
So we had no shield
on.
Yeah,
you had a lot of armor to put
didn't
on,
have the Minerva
for sure.
on.
But these optimizations are like.
Okay, so equipping. The equipping would have made that a lot more pleasant.
They're the consistency kind of things where it's like
died as badly the first time.
You don't take as many wipes. You don't like deal with as many
that,
like
if you have any other tips
tough
tricks,
situations.
that would be awesome.
Sometimes it makes sense to route Ultra Sleep seeds to not be in tough situations.
Looking forward to seeing what you come up with and how you think it goes, or how you think I could have improved there. I felt like I did really good until I got into a character crap at the end. If you have any routing tips on how I could have handled that better, let me know. But I know I was down to Zozo, Leet River, Burning House, Phoenix Cave, and Auction House. And then I could have taken Sabin at Esper Mountain and maybe ran Burning House or Crumbling House or one of those fast checks. Or I could have gone for Celis at Mobliz and I think it's Mobliz, I don't know. Fun Baba check. Maybe done one of her checks. But I only need to do one Esper. So if you have any tips on that one, let me know. But thanks again, dude. I'll catch you whenever you do this. Later, man.